Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to discuss about the Z-bus formation introduction. Okay, how we will form the Z-bus. So this is third unit. Okay, unit name is Z-bus. Okay, unit name is Z-bus formations. Okay, how we will form the Z-bus? First of all, what is the main advantage of the bus admittance matrix? Okay, how we will form the Z-bus? Okay, first of all, the various network matrix, okay, that is basically depends on the incidence matrix. Okay, the network elements are the network matrix that will be basically depending upon the incidence matrix. Okay, what are the incidence matrix that will be obtained in the first unit? That is the A bar, B, B bar, comma, C, C bar, and K. Okay, these are the incidence matrix. By using this incidence matrix, we obtain the various network matrix. Okay, we obtain the various network matrix. Okay, that's why by using this incidence matrix only we obtain the network matrix. Okay, that is some difficult process that will be finding the A bar, B bar, C bar. Okay, that's why we are forming the Z bus matrix. Okay, in a power system, the bus admittance matrix represent the nodal admittances. Okay, represents the nodal admittances of various buses. Okay, the procedure for obtaining the Z bus or the Y bus matrix in any form of reference requirement matrix. Okay, in any form of the reference requirement matrix. Okay, that will be includes the inversion and multiplications. Okay, when we are forming the Z bus matrix, that will be included only the inverse and the multiplication for that matrix. Okay, this could be very time convenient process for the large systems involving. Suppose we are having the less number of nodes. In that process we are using the KVL and KCL. Okay, we are having the less number of nodes. For simplifying that equations, that network, we are using the KVL and KCL process. But we are increasing the number of nodes in the power system. In that case we are using the incidence matrix. Okay, that is A bar, B bar, C bar, and K. Okay, while obtaining this A bar and incidence matrices, some difficulties that will be obtained. Okay, some difficulties that will be obtained for considering this type of matrices. Okay, that difficulties are overcome by using this admittance matrix. Okay, that is the formation of the Z bus matrix. Okay, what are the drawbacks that will be obtained in the case of a incidence matrix that will be overcome by using this Z bus formation matrix? Okay, if you are having the 100 number of nodes in this situation, okay, the incidence matrix having the very very difficult to solving that type of network. Okay, in that case we are using the Z-bus building algorithm. It is very easy to convenient to solve that 100 number of nodes. Okay, suppose we are having the 100 number of nodes. In that case, the KVL and KCLs and also the this incidence matrix very difficult for solving that type of problems. Okay, in that case we are using the Z-bus matrix. Okay, understand ma? In that case we are using the Z-bus matrix. Okay, in that condition, in that situation, this could be very time convenient process for large systems. Okay, it should have very convenient process for the large systems. Okay, that's why we are using the Z bus formation or the Z bus building algorithm when we are having the n number of nodes. Okay, suppose the nodes will be increasing. In that case we are using the ZBus building algorithm. We can easily obtain the solutions and the voltage equations or matrix. Okay, that's why we are using the ZBus building algorithm. Okay, during the short circuit study, the shunt elements can be eliminated or ignored. Okay, hence ZBus is equal to the YBus inverse. Okay, so construct the ZBus individually by adding the one element at a time and complete the addition of all the elements. Okay, in the case of ZBus building algorithm, we are adding step by step procedure for adding that elements and complete the total n number of elements. Okay, with the help of the transmission lines, each bus is connected to the various other buses. Okay, each bus is connected to the various other buses. Okay, the admittance matrix is used to analyze the data that is needed in the load or the power flow studies. Okay, this is the ZBus formation. And what is the important for that ZBus formation? If you are having the n number of nodes, in that case we easily simplify that matrix. Okay, that's why we are using the ZBus formation or the ZBus building algorithm. Okay, that is the main advantage for the design of this ZBus building algorithm. For small networks, we are using the KVL and the KCL, and we are increasing the number of elements or number of nodes. In that case we are using the incidence matrix. Okay, in that incidence matrix having the so many number of calculations and big multiplications for that matrix. Therefore we are obtaining the some difficulties that will be obtained in the case of incidence matrix. Suppose the number of buses are to be increases, we are it is very difficult to multiplying that matrix. Okay, that's why we are using the ZBus building algorithm. Okay, by using this ZBus building algorithm, we can easily solve the n number of nodes or the n number of elements are there. Okay, suppose we are having the 100 number of nodes. In that case, the KVL, KCL or incidence matrix is difficult to solve that type of network. Okay, it is difficult to solve that type of network. Okay, that's why we are using the ZBus building algorithm. How we will solve the ZBus building algorithm means the elements are added one by one. Okay, and then simplify each and every step with respect to the one by one procedure. Okay, that is the formation of the ZBus matrix. Okay, that is the formation of the ZBus matrix. Okay, in the small networks we are using the KVL and the KCL, and we are increasing the number of nodes, and then we are using the incidence matrix. Okay, the incidence matrix and KVL and KCL gives the some more difficulties that will be obtained when the nodes are increases. Suppose if we are taking the n number of nodes, in that case we are using the incidence matrix is some of the difficult process. Okay, in that case we are forming the ZBus matrix. Okay, in that case we are forming the ZBus matrix. Okay, understand ma? ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి 100 నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ నోడ్స్ n నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ నోడ్స్ అనేది ఉంటాయో అటువంటి కండిషన్స్ లో మనం ఏం యూజ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాము అంటే ZBus మ్యాట్రిక్స్ అనేది యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఎందుకు ZBus బిల్డింగ్ అల్గోరిథం ని యూజ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాము అంటే ఇందులో మనకి ఎలిమెంట్స్ అనేవి స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ ఒకదానికొకటి యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ వన్ బై వన్ ప్రొసీజర్ తో మనం ఈజీగా అల్గోరిథం ని సింప్లిఫై అనేది చేసుకుంటాం. అదే KVL, KCL కానీ లేదా ఇన్సిడెన్స్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ కానీ యూజ్ చేస్తే, in the case of the incidence matrix, okay, if the n nodes will be increases, therefore the dimension for that matrix are increases. Okay, then the multiplication purpose process and inverse for that matrix is somewhat difficult when we are increasing the number of nodes. Okay, that all the disadvantages will be overcome by using this Z-bus admittance matrix. Okay, understand why? Because we are using the Z-bus matrix means that it gives the more advantages, and it could be very time convenient process for large items that will be the that will be 100 number of nodes. Okay, this is totally third unit. The third unit name is the Z-bus formation. Okay, only in this unit we are studying how the Z-bus matrix will be formed by addition of elements or removal of that elements or addition of branches. Okay, by using that procedure only we form the Z-bus matrix. Okay, that in the third unit we will completely study about how we will form the Z-bus matrix. Okay, next, what are the advantages are there by when we are forming the Z-bus matrix? Okay, there is some drawbacks that will be obtained in the bus incidence matrix. Okay, what are the bus incidence matrix? Okay, what is the bus incidence matrix? A bar, B bar. Okay, we are having the 6 types of bus incidence matrix are there. That is the A bar, B bar, basic cut set matrix, and basic loop incidence matrix, and bus incidence matrix, element node incidence matrix. Okay, these are all the incidence matrix. Okay, what are the drawbacks that will be obtained in the incidence matrix? Okay, that will be overcome by using this Z-bus matrix. Okay, that will be overcome by using this Z-bus matrix. Okay, it is the step by step procedure for the formation of this Z-bus impedance matrix. Okay, and does not involving the inversion and multiplications and reduce the complexity of solving problems. Okay, in the incidence matrix, some multiplications are done and some inverse matrix that will be done. That is very difficult process when we are increasing the number of nodes. Okay, if the nodes will be increases, automatically the dimension for that matrix is also increases. Okay, that is very difficult for solving that type of problems. Okay, that's why we are designing the Z-bus matrix. Okay, that all the difficulties will be overcome by using this Z-bus building algorithm. Okay, it is a step by step procedure for the formation of that Z-bus matrix. Okay, the Z-bus is used for short circuit analysis for a power system. Okay, the Z-bus is used for the short circuit power analysis. Short circuit analysis of a power system. Okay, the data preparation of the bus admittance matrix is very simple. Okay, in the case of a Z-bus formation, the data preparation of that bus admittance matrix is simple. Okay, the formation of the bus and admittance matrix and their modifications is easy. Okay, the bus admittance matrix and the modifications are easy. Why? Because it will be easy. That means the elements are added in the step by step procedure. Okay, in that Z-bus formation matrix or the Z-bus building algorithm, the elements are added one by one procedure or one by one step. Okay, the bus admittance matrix is a spare matrix, thus the computer memory is also less. Okay, it requires the less memory in the computer. Okay, this is the sum of the advantages while considering the or while we are using the Z-bus building algorithm. Okay, in short circuit analysis, the Z-bus simplification the complexity of the network and helps in calculating the V and the I during the faulted conditions. During the faulted conditions also. Okay, therefore, what are the difficulties that will be obtained obtained in the incidence matrix and also the KVL KCL procedures. Okay, that all the difficulties will be overcome by using the JBus building algorithm. Okay, for small networks we are solving the network by using the KVL and the KCL. When we are increasing the size of that transmission line or the network, in that case we are using the incidence matrix. But if you are using the n number of nodes, that means suppose we are taking the 100 number of nodes, in that situation we are using the incidence matrix is not easy for finding that type of n number of nodes. Okay, that's disadvantages will be overcome by using this JBus building algorithm. Okay, the disadvantages that will be overcome by using this JBus building algorithm. Okay, in that JBus building algorithm we are adding the elements or the branches in a step-by-step manner. Okay, we are adding the elements in a step-by-step manner. Okay, next one is the partial network. Okay, what is meant by the partial network? Okay, what is meant by the partial network? Okay, in order to build the network, because the element by element, a partial network is considered. Okay, in order to build the network or adding the element with one by one. Okay, in that case we are using the partial network. Okay, this is the example for that partial networks. Okay, when build up of network and its Y bus or Z bus, a single element is considered. Okay, when we are considering the Y bus or the Z bus building algorithm or build up, a single element is considered. Its nodes are 1 and 2. Okay, suppose we are taking the single element, that is the element 1. Okay, suppose we are taking the element 1, this element. Okay, that element is placed in between the nodes 1 and the 2. Okay, the element 1 is placed in between the nodes 1 and the 2. Okay, if nodes are 1 and 2, where are reference nodes and the 1 is the reference node and 2 is the new node. Okay, taking the one element, that element is placed in between the node 1 to node 2. Okay, in that construct, the element 1 is taken as the reference node and element 2 is considered as the new node. Okay, the element 2 is considered as the new node. Understand, ma? Okay, suppose if you are representing the element 1, okay, that will be placed in between the two nodes. Okay, that is 1 and the 2 nodes. Okay, in that first node we are considering as the reference. Okay, the other node is considering as the new node. Okay, the other node, that is second node, is considered as the new node. Next, the element 1 has a own self impedance as Z bus. Okay, this element 1 has the own self impedance Z bus. When we connect any other element, when we are connecting any other element, that is element 2. Okay, when we are connecting the other element, that is the element 2 to this element 1. Okay, to this the element 1. Okay, then it may be either branch or a link. Okay, this will be considered as either branch as a link. Okay, the element 2 is added for the new bus for the new node. Okay, this is the new node 2. Okay, to new node to the another node. Okay, this node is considering as the 3. Okay, the 2 element is added in between the 2 to 3. Okay, in this case, that second node is taken as the old bus. Okay, this bus is already designed for adding this element. Okay, therefore, the second node is considered as the old bus. Okay, understand ma? And third bus is considered as the new bus. Okay, when we are connecting the element 1, that will be added in between the node 1 to node 2. Okay, in this case, first node is considered as the reference node and second node is considered as the new node. Okay, suppose the element 2 is added in between the second node and the third node. Okay, in this case, the second node is taken as the old bus. Okay, it is already designed for the formation of this element 1. Okay, that's why the second node is called as the old node. Okay, second node is called as the old node. Okay, and third node is called as the new node. Okay, and third node is called as the new node. Okay, this formation of that elements is called as the partial network. Okay, that formation of these elements is called as the partial network. Okay, the formation of this network is called as the partial network. Okay, this is the one partial network and this is also the another partial network. Okay, first of all, this is the figure A and this is the figure B. Okay, in that figure also we are having the two elements, that is element 1 and the element 2. Okay, element 1 and the element 2. Okay, first of all, the element 1 is connected in between the node 1 to node 2, taking in that node 1 as the reference node and node 2 is considered as the new node. Okay, node 2 is considered as the new node. Okay, after that we are adding the another element, that is element 2. Okay, that is also added in between the node 1 to node 2. Okay, node 1 to node 2. What is that say? Okay, the element 2 is added in between the reference node to old bus. Okay, in this partial network, how it will be same means that the element 2 is added in between the reference node to old node. Reference node to old node or bus, old bus. Okay, reference bus to old bus. Okay, the element 1 is added in between reference node to new node. Okay, reference node to new node. Why? Because the element 1 is added first in between 1 and 2. Okay, element 1 ని యాడ్ చేయడానికి మనం 1 2 నోడ్స్ ని డిజైన్ చేసాం. therefore first node is called as the reference node and second node is called as the new node. Okay, already we are designing the nodes 1 and the 2, and then the element 2 is also added in between these two nodes, that is node 1 and the node 2. Okay, and then the element 2 is added in between first node and the second node. Okay, first node means the reference node and second node is the already designed node, then it is called as the old node or the old bus. Okay, therefore the element 2 is connected in between the reference node to old node. Okay, in this case the element 2 is added in between the old node to new node. Okay, in this case, understand ma, in this case the element 2 is added in between old node to new node. Okay, why? Because the node 2 is taken as the old node. Okay, this node 2 is already designed for connecting the element 1. Okay, this will be already designed for connecting this element 1. Okay, that's why the node 2 is called as the old node for representing this element 2. Okay, element 2. Okay, this type of networks are called as the partial networks. Okay, this type of design or this type of network is called as the partial networks. Okay, understand me what is meant by partial networks? In order to build a network by element. Okay, this is the network. That network is designed by the element by element. Okay, in that the elements are represented in the straight line form. Okay, the elements are represented in straight line form. Okay, these are the elements and these are the nodes. Okay, this is the node 1 and this is the node 2 and this is the node 3. Okay, this is the element 1 and this is the element 2. Okay, therefore the elements are represented in the straight line. Okay, that all will be discussed in the first unit also. The elements are represented in the dark line, therefore it is the element 1 and this is the element 2. Okay, partial network means that in order to build the network by element, okay, it is called as the partial network. Okay, this is the one type of partial network and this is the another type of partial network. Okay, understand ma? ఎలిమెంట్ బై ఎలిమెంట్ మనం యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ ప్రొసీజర్స్తో నోట్స్ని యాడ్ చేసే ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ నెట్వర్క్ని మనం ఏమంటున్నాం అంటే పార్షియల్ నెట్వర్క్ అంటున్నాం. ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ద partial networks. Okay, in that partial networks we are adding the element by element. Okay, and then form the network. Okay, these dark lines are indicated as the elements and these are the nodes. Okay, these are the nodes. The dotted are the nodes and dark lines are the elements. Next, the figure A shows the branch is connected in series with the existing node with 1 or 2. Okay, in figure A shows the element is added in between the first node to second node. Okay, the figure B shows the link that is connected across the terminals 1 and 2 and parallel to the element 1. Okay, this will be saying as the link. Why? Because it will be saying as the link means the, okay, this is it forms the closed loop. Okay, that's why we are taking as this element is the link and this is the branch. And that is the branch. Okay, the element 1 with nodes 1 and 2 is called as the partial network. Okay, before the branches link is connected to that elements. Okay, this is the partial network and this is also another partial network. Okay, in that the branches are elements are the 1 and the 2. Okay, in that the elements are the 1 and 2. In that we are considering as the 1 element is the branch and 2 element is considering as the link. Okay, in that the element 1 is added in between the bus 1 to bus 2. Okay, bus 1 is the reference bus and bus 2 is the old bus. Okay, the element new bus. Okay, the element 2 is added in between the old bus to new bus. Okay, and then coming to the second partial network, we are considering as the two nodes, that is node 1 and the node 2. The element 1 is added in between reference node to new node. And element 2 is added in between reference node to old node. Okay, then it will be considered as the link. Okay, when the element is added in between the reference node to old node, okay, then it will be considered as the link. Okay, then it will be considered as the link. Understand ma? When the element is added in between the reference node to old node, okay, then it will be considered as the link. Okay, why? Because it will be called as the link means that when we are taking the branch for that second element also, then the network is in the closed loop form. Okay, we does not create any trees and the co-trees. Okay, that's why we are considering as the link. Okay, which element is link means that the element is added in between the reference node to old node. Okay, then it is called as the link. Okay, that is the hint for finding the link in the network. Next, the element by element is added to an existing network. Okay, this is the partial network. In that we are adding the element by element. Okay, this is the branch A, B. Okay, this will be added to the element by element and this is the reference bus. Okay, therefore V bus is equal to Z into Y bus. Okay, next addition of branch. Okay, how we will add the branch? Okay, this is the partial network and these are the nodes 1, 2, 3 and so on M and 0 as the reference node. Okay, the Z bus will be the maximum dimension. V bus and I bus will be also maximum dimension. The voltages and currents are indicated by this, like this. Okay, this is the first bus, second bus, and so on M bus. And these are the currents I1, I2, and so on IM, and this is the reference bus. Okay, the voltage across this reference bus to the second node, that is the V2. Okay, the voltage across the first node to reference, that is V1. Okay, first node to reference, that is V1. Okay, next, perform the equation of that partial network. Okay, how many nodes are there in this case? We are having okay, this is the partial network for the addition of elements and the addition of branches. Okay, this is the addition of branch. That is the, when we are adding this branch to this network, then the dimension for that matrix is increases. Then VB and ZB and IB is added at the last row and the last column of this Z bus matrix. Okay, this will be added at the last row and last column of this Z bus matrix. Okay, this is the formation of that partial network when the addition of branch and the addition of elements that will be added to the network. And this is the important advantages and disadvantages and the formation of that Z bus matrix by the partial networks. Okay, in the next class we are discussing about the how the calculating of that mutual impedance, how we will add the mutual impedance to that network, and also the self impedance to that network for the formation of that Z bus matrix. Okay.